First of all, thank you all so much for coming. Second, probably the most important thing is the bathrooms right around the corner. So men's and ladies' restrooms up here. I got some food down there and drinks downstairs. And we're starting a few minutes late. I think we're doing pretty good to get here with the traffic going on.
I need a minute.
First of all, I want to thank Corey McMahon for coming in and helping us today and giving just a little introduction here, tell you a little bit about him. But he has been a very successful entrepreneur. He has started and ran a marketing company here in Norman. He's actually had the opportunity and the privilege of doing a TED Talk, which I think is just amazing. I've watched it more than once. I put on here a fun fact. He was a professional snowboarder, so from Colorado, and that was kind of the hobby and the thing to do, and that's awesome. I also put on here a great mentor and friend. So very privileged to have you as a friend and even a mentor as well. So if you could open that first page, just to give you an idea on the awards, if you scroll down and listen to one of his websites, and just, I wish I had a list of the 3 awards and just keep going. I mean, they just go on and on. It takes a whole nother page, I think, to get them all, but he's just done all kinds of wonderful things, whether it's marketing or entrepreneurship and different things. They just keep going. And I think it's amazing. It just shows that he has the the drive and to really push forward and excel in things. And also, you'll see if you're around him very long, he has a lot of charisma. He's just a fun guy to be around, and I enjoy that. Another thing, if you want to run that video, to give you an idea of his hobby here. This is him in action. So I want to give you a little snapshot of Corey on the snowboard. Here he is.
Fun times.
It's only a minute long as well. It's pretty cool right there. We like to do that. Just crash and burn. It comes out of it somehow. Think you want to go get out on the snow, doesn't it?
Really bad. Really bad. Yeah. Those were good times.
Was that last year?
If you were to have seen me last year, you would have never thought I was a snowboarder. That's pretty bad.
So anyway, I want to give a warm welcome to Corey. Before he comes up, or as he comes up, he wants to. I want to take just a minute and let's go in the room and just very quickly. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't like to take any time, but just kind of give us an idea of if you want to share your name, so we can all know your name and maybe where you work as an employer. And Corey and I talked about this a little bit, and this was his idea, but maybe one random 2023 goal that you have, whether that's something easy you want to share or something hard. And I'll start us off. I think I've introduced myself. Most people know me, but Daniel Remington, work here at Remington Enterprises or ADK Investments. And this sounds really dumb, but a random goal of mine would be a goal to set goals this year, but that's not really fair. So, I'd say a goal of mine would definitely be for my health this year is to exercise and eat better. I'm gonna go get some cookies when I'm done, but starting January 1, just a little bit about me. Mary, do you want to start us off? Sure, if you don't mind.
Mary Chavez. I work for Remington Enterprises. My goal is to definitely stay healthy. That is my goal for 23. I'm Jasmine Bigler. I'm the marketing manager for Dreammaker. I really haven't thought about goals. I thought we were going to come here to start thinking on that.
That's all right.
You're gonna plan my goals. I'm Garrett Burns. I work for Remington, ADK, everywhere. My goal is just make sure I complete my goals, and not only mine, but also teach my son goals because he's 17, going on 18. So he needs to start running the goal line.
He needs to have the goal to move out.
That's a whole other I'm just gonna send him up here on
There you go. My name is Brandy Smith, and I work for Remington Enterprises as well. And my goal is to run a half marathon. So
Awesome.
Nice.
So,
My name is Ryan Smith. I work here at Remington Enterprises in the real estate department, Canopy Group. And a goal of mine is to get on a consistent workout plan, which I've never done previously. So
you can run with Brady. Yeah.
my name is Jeff. I work here at Remington as well with Canopy. And I mean, I want to lose weight this year, so health goal, workout will probably be a big one.
My name is Ashlyn Gorman. I work for American Fidelity, and I would say I would like to read more next year.
My name's Jackie Liston, and my life's gone from the pig pen to the ink pen. What that means, I grew up on a hog farm and I'm on a bank board. That's my stuff in between. I'm self-employed, JD Liston LLC, and I'm the CEO and Chief Encouragement Officer for also. My goal for 2023 is to finish a book I've been wanting to write for 7 years. It's at the publisher. We're getting real close.
That's awesome.
And so that's what I'm looking forward to, is getting it out where people can read it. So nice meeting all you guys. Thanks for inviting us.
I've got a really, really tough name, so it'll be Robert E. Rob Roberts. Say that faster. I want to say, Corey, thank you for inviting us, and thank you for sponsoring. My goal, quite frankly, as silly as it may sound, is I want to be a better husband this year than I was in the past last year.
My name's Darren Duncan. I work at Concur Air Force Base. Of course, I'd like to get healthier like everybody else was talking about. But one of my big goals is to finish FTL with the county this year.
My name is Pam Duncan. I work for OU Health, and everybody took my answer. I have to get on a good exercise regimen and be consistent. That's my goal for this coming year.
My name is Austin Remington. I'm a full-time college student at the University of Oklahoma, Sooner. My goal is to complete my last 2 semesters at OU, graduate, and make all A's for those 2 semesters. So.
I'm Christy Stewart. I work at Vineyard Fruit and Vegetable. I know Daniel and Kendall through church. My goal is also to be healthier.
Kendall Remington. I work with Remington Enterprises. I actually would love to get in shape, but also probably more than anything, I want to learn to truly balance a work and home life, which it always seems, but she's laughing. It seems like one always is more heavy. So I would really truly like to figure out a way to get present at home.
Ashton Remington. I'm a senior in high school. For my goal, I put continue to narrow my interests and talents for a future career.
Cool. Corey McMahon. Oh, wait. Sorry. Go.
Brent Rempe. I am at Allegiance Credit Union and know Corey from Wioki Credit Union. But Corey invited me today. A goal for 2023, and hopefully we learn how to define this, but my broad overarching goal is to be a better father.
That's awesome.
All right, Corey McMahon, and I'm going to be telling you my goals throughout the evening, so this will be fun. All right, here's the agenda. I'm going to talk for about 15, 20 minutes, and then we're going to transition into more of a workshop where we're going to have more of a group discussion, and your goals are going to be more specific than what you just said, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for your time. Your time is your most precious resource. You have given up something to be here. I've given up, put my kids to bed tonight, which kills me, but this is really important. And so I'm happy to invest the time, and I'm really honored that you're investing your time. Reflecting is a really important component to success and seeing where you have come. And so we're going to do a little reflecting tonight. So hopefully you'll get something out of this and we'll have some fun in the process. Again, I'm going to talk a little bit first. We're going to talk about how the brain works, a little bit of dorky neuroscience stuff, but then how can you apply that? And then again, we'll go into a workshop. So we're going to go back 20 years. I just got some new goggles. I'm really excited. I brought them and tried them on tonight.
Didn't you have a coupon code for those?
Yeah, I did. I still have a couple of people in the industry and I got hooked up, so it's pretty stoked. All right, going back 20 years. My biggest goal, my biggest dream, growing up from Iowa, was to be a professional snowboarder. And when I told people that as a little child, people would laugh in my face. They said, Corey, you can't do it. No one has ever done it. It's never been done. And I don't know if anyone else is in the room like this, but tell me I can't do something, and I'm going to go to the nth degree to prove you wrong. So 20 years ago, there I was standing at the top of the half pipe. It was the national championships. I've been training my whole life for this moment. This was the pinnacle. This was the Super Bowl of football. This was the time that I was there to shine. It was to prove to myself that I could accomplish my dream, that I could be unstoppable, going after what I wanted to do. And so I remember this moment was just this moment, and I hope you all have had this in your life where I was focused. I was just in the zone. And it was my final run. I had one final chance. And my name gets called over to the loudspeaker. My coach is like, hey, you're up, do this, fist bump. Take my iPod, crank that thing. Yeah, it was an iPod, right? Crank that thing, and I'm just in the zone. And there's so much noise, so much is going on, but my intensity is just locked. And I couldn't hear a thing. So I drop it in the half pipe, and my body just takes over. And it does its thing. Come back to that. So we're gonna talk about the brain and how you can leverage it to become unstoppable, to help you accomplish the goals that you want to do this year. Whether it be run a half marathon, which I love. I'm really excited about that. We're going to talk about that a lot. We'll talk about the health, being a better father. There's a lot of ways that we can leverage this beautiful muscle that we have, this brain that we have to help you accomplish what you're going after. So I'm going to teach you first 3 brain hacks. So if you're a note taker, these I'll try and prompt you like, hey, this is something to write down. So 3 brain hacks. First one, you ready? Define your dreams. That is why we are here today. But here's what's interesting. Most people go through life without goals or dreams. That's the reality. Most people just do. They're in, we live in a zombie state where about 60% of our day is just, we drive the same road to get to work. We do the same things, and we're just in a zombie state. And so we don't take time to do what we're doing tonight, which is so awesome, is to reflect and actually say, what am I trying to do in this life? We only get one shot, and it goes really, really fast. So kudos for being here. Let's talk about that. Harvard did a really, really big study on a graduating class, MBA, Harvard, right? You're applying. And there was, in this graduating MBA class, 3% of the students had clearly defined what they wanted in life, clearly defined what goals, what dreams, what their ambitions were, where they, what they wanted. That 3%, after they looked over the life of these students, that 3% had outperformed the 97% by 10x of an income. Massively different. So how is that even possible? What does that even mean for you? So there's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. I'm going to refer to it as a RAS, your RAS, R-A-S. Your RAS is this superpower where your RAS filters data. So here's an example of how the RAS works. My wife and I got pregnant a while back, and my wife's Consumer Reports looks at everything, and she looks for a vehicle, and she says Subaru Forester. That's our next vehicle. I was like, okay, cool. Looking at a picture of a Subaru Forester, and go to bed, wake up, driving to work the next day, and it's like seeing them everywhere. Has that ever happened to you?
All the time.
Okay, that's the RAS working for you. So what I'm going to try and get you to do is to put your RAS in hyperdrive to help you accomplish your goals. So here's, I've got 2 students. I love that. Here's something I did in college. after I was done snowboarding, when I went back to school as a non-traditional student, I was the old dorky kid sitting in the inner circle. I was like, this is my way out. Okay? Like, pro snowboarder, that career is like a year long. Okay? I need to do something else. So one of the things I did is right by my door before I left my apartment, I had a sign that just said, "What will it take to get a 4.0 today?" You said straight A's, right? Straight A's. You said straight A's.
The other way.
Any one of you. What will it take to get a 4.0 today? I'd never done that in my life, by the way. I was not a good student, but it helped me focus on, going out in college where it's Sunday fun day, Monday margaritas, Tuesday tequila, whiskey Wednesday. Yeah, it's terrible. So it helped me focus on, hey, these are the goals. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I got to go to. So, hey, Corey, stay focused. This is what you're going after. So you can use this to filter data. So here's what your action step is going to be on defining your dreams. After tonight, and after you spend a little bit of time on this, I want you to write your goals and dreams twice a day for 6 months. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds aggressive, but this one step in the morning, I've journaled for 20 years. I love journaling, big advocate of journaling. Wake up, hey, what are my goals? What are my dreams? Wake up, do it, go to bed. Hey, before I go to bed, takes 30 seconds, hey. But here's what it's doing. It's helping filter that data of what you're trying to accomplish. So this has happened. I'm telling you, the amount of things that have just fallen in my lap, it seems like, like the Subaru thing is just like, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. By doing that, opportunity just presents itself. It's almost like magic. You're like, how did this happen? And it's because your brain is looking for that opportunity. It's looking for that goal. It's looking and it's doing its magic. So, brain hack number 1, define your dreams. Action step is write those down twice a day, 6 months. Just give it a try. Trust the process. All right. Brain hack number 2 is activating others. So, anyone want to, anyone in here know their spouses, partner, best friends, goals, dreams? No one.
Well, he just said he wants to finish.
Wait,
Randall doesn't know it, but his is to be a better father.
So here's what's really interesting. Here's what's so interesting. Why are we so afraid of telling other people our goals and dreams?
If you fail, they'll point it out to you.
Right? We're so afraid of failure that we're afraid to share with the world the crazy things that we want to accomplish, right? Well, here's what's interesting about tip number 2 is activating others. When I tell you my goals and dreams, I now have you filtering data for me. It compounds what you actually want to achieve. So tonight we're going to have this discussion about, hey, what are you looking for? Like, really get specific. Let me give you an example. Here are a couple of, I'll give you 3 goals of mine, 3 dreams. Number 1, I would like to own a mountain home in Taos or Taos Ski Valley. If you know someone that owns a place in Taos or Taos Ski Valley, let me know. Okay? Very specific, right? Really specific. I want to own a mountain home. I want to know some more people out there. I want to know what regions are good, what neighborhoods are good. I want to start going down this journey. Number 2, another goal of mine, I've never flown on a private jet. How embarrassing is that? I've got all those accolades and I've never gone on a private jet. So if you know someone that owns a jet, let me know, because it's a 9-hour drive to Towski Valley and I would like to fly there. Yeah. And if it just so happens your friend owns a jet and an awesome Towski Valley, we are now best friends.
Is it like one of those really nice private jets or like just a little plane?
Two-seaters.
It's gotta be faster than driving, right? Yeah. So I'll take either.
You know people with a little plane, with their personal plane, yeah. I'll let them know.
Third dream. I love talking about this. So if there's ever an opportunity for me to do this, to a group, nonprofit, a board, whatever, be more than happy to do that. That's what makes me excited. On my website, CoreyMcMahon.com, the thing that fills my bucket is at the bottom of the homepage is when you complete a dream, you can actually submit it and it comes to me and it like just makes me so happy when people submit, hey, heard you in 2012 talking about this stuff and I ran my half marathon. Or, it's like, oh yeah, it's like I love seeing people succeed. I really love seeing the small business succeed. So it's my passion. Okay, so number 2 is activating others. So here is your action step. Share your goals and dreams with someone. Spouse, partner, kids. Hold each other accountable. We're going to talk about accountability later on in how important accountability is. I don't care who you are, every high achiever has an accountability coach, a business coach, professional coach. I mean, you have to have someone holding you accountable so that you can be operating at your peak performance. All right. Brain hack number 3 is get out of your southern comfort zone. I believe life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. And I believe life will present a few opportunities and getting out of your comfort zone prepares you for this. So here's a really good example of just getting out of my comfort zone. When we were snowboarding, my roommates and I, we came up with this concept called Tricky Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we had to learn a new trick or we didn't get to go back home to the condo. It was like, you had to learn a new trick. And it was like, okay, cool. Well, it's like, okay, week 1 is like, okay, cool idea, sweet, switch 7, nailed it, never done that. Cool, that was fun. Okay, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, these are getting harder. These are getting really hard. 1 year, 2 years. All of a sudden, this one tiny concept, get out of your comfort zone, learn one new trick, all of a sudden that thing compounds and I'm competing with people at the top of the world. And it's simple idea, get out of your comfort zone. Okay, so running, right? It's gonna get out of your comfort zone, right? All of a sudden,
People.
what's that?
I have to see people.
Yeah. So
You have to get out of your office, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So here's what's been really fun in my life. I love to say yes to opportunity. I just do. As the MC of the Christmas Day parade on was it Saturday last week, it's not comfortable to get up there and read a script of all these different people, but I love to say yes to opportunity. Ran a marathon. That was fun. Said yes to that opportunity. I'm not a dancer. I once volunteered for the Children's Miracle Network and did a dance in front of 1,000 people. I once sang a solo in a sold out arena. I'm not a singer. Like I just always push myself to do those things because here's what I think is going to happen. This is my belief. I think in your life, you're going to have about 3 to 5 big things that are going to happen. Okay. For myself, the one that I felt like I was God was preparing me for was one night I was giving my daughter a bath and my phone was just lighting up and was ringing and I was like, what is going on? And my building was on fire. I was like, oh, cool. So security cameras and firemen are everywhere and it just cuts. And I'm like, oh, not a good thing. And it was really traumatic. It was really, really traumatic. In fact, insurance decided to not try and pay us. And so it was like, okay, really, I literally had to rebuild the company from, the money that was sitting in the couch. And it was like, oh gosh. So it was really traumatic. But that event, I think living outside of my southern comfort zone prepared me to say, you know what? I could have gone one of two ways. One, I could have folded this company and just said, screw it. Or the other was, you know what? Let's actually use this as an opportunity. Let's take this tragic event and think different. Let's rebuild the company completely different. Let's build it in the cloud. Let's rethink our processes. Do we need an office? And we scaled massively fast and then had an opportunity to sell that 3.5 years ago. And so for you, that's going to be my challenge is push yourself outside of your southern comfort zone. Push yourself. Say yes to opportunity because I think it's going to prepare you for those 3 to 5 wild events in your life. So anyways, going back to the snowboarding. I love it when people accomplish their goals and dreams. And for myself, 20 years ago, I mean, that was like the biggest thing I could have ever imagined in my life of saying, if I can just do that, my life's complete, right? And I remember getting down at the bottom of the half pipe and thinking, holy crap, I think I just did it. I think I just had the best run of my life. And, it's like coming off this high of like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? and so ended up being ranked number 2, had an awesome time. And that was really that moment where it said, you know what? Everyone doubted me. Everyone said, no one, you can't do it. A boy from Iowa can't, it's never been done. And that's what I want for you is to say, you know what? We've got one shot at this life. Let's set big goals. Let's set big dreams because you can't do it. You can totally do it. So let's move on and let's move into more of a workshop. So you've got a sheet of paper in front of you. Anybody need anything to drink? Everyone's good? Oh, we have more minutes. Here. Yeah. Yes. I was running out of options.
Corey, on your writing your goals twice a day,
Yes.
can you do them 2 times in the morning, or do you have to do them 2 separate
Love
times
it.
during the day?
Just do it twice. I love it.
Because you gotta
Just
keep
do it.
efficient.
Just
It's
do it.
efficient.
Yeah, it's efficient. I love it.
Making sure.
Doctor's kid, whatever you want to do. You just do it. Just go. Okay, so one of the things I absolutely love when we went around the room is some of these answers are like being a better husband, like, oh my gosh, oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
So here's the first one is defining success. So we could go around the room and no one would have the same answer about what does success mean to you. It means different things to different people. And I think one of the things that men do is we really look at more of like the worldly success of what society coaches us to say, hey, this is success, which is fine, but don't get out of balance. With the marketing agency, I saw people rock it, have these multi-million-dollar businesses. Actually, I had a client that had a private jet, but then they get so far out of balance that they forget that they're a husband. They forget that they have children, and everything falls apart. And it's like, how nice is that jet when you're flying alone? Okay,
But he
so
didn't invite you.
here's the deal. I've had the opportunity. I just haven't been able to go. So I think this is a really important question to reflect. I really want you to spend time on that. And I'm going to give you a little bit of downtime. I'll maybe turn on a little bit of music. Define success. What is important to you? We're going to spend a little bit more time on this question than the other questions, just because I think it is, it's got a lot more importance and meaning. So I'm going to give you a second to just think about what does success mean to you? And yeah, we did put 2 copies in front of everyone, and so that you can have a clean copy later if you would like. You know, because you could literally define what on each goal, you could almost use this entire process for each goal. So what does success mean to you? What does that look like in 2023? What does that look like high level? You know, I'll say for myself, like being a better husband, this is such a good one. It's really important to me that I take my kids to school every day. Like that is kind of a non-negotiable. Like if you get my morning time, oof, it's gotta be really important. So success to me is I'm gonna take my kids to school every day. That's really important. If I could do that in 2023, I would say, hey, check, that was good. Success might be a financial goal. Hey, I want to pay off my car this year. I love the financial goals because we can baby step into those. Okay, how am I going to pay off my car? Okay, well, I could put another $50 aside. I could do this. I could do this. Hey, I could work in the gig economy after hours. I mean, there's a million ways to increase income. So what does that look like? You know, do you have a dollar amount? Do you have a percentage increase? Do you like how can you add more value? So I'm gonna give you another minute, but I'm also going to ask the group for some volunteers. So this will be the part where you will be talking. Anyone want to share? Garrett. Love it. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so success to me, and this is just something that's very dear to me. This is something that I didn't have growing up and that I want my kids to have. So I work 7 days a week. I work for Daniel, I work on the side. My success for me is to ensure my children do not struggle financially ever, and that they have the tools and the know-how to succeed. So if I can take that burden off their plate, they're not chasing dollars while they're trying to learn. So that's my goal. I want to leave them with, when I go, I want to make sure that they're financially set. So I don't have to ever worry.
Dude, you and me together. And we are going to build on that more because I think this is really important as we go through this process. Garrett, so I'm going to call this generational wealth. Cool. All right. That was really big.
It's big.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Leave a legacy that ripples through eternity.
Ooh, say that again.
A legacy that ripples through eternity.
That's awesome.
That's big. I love that. Okay.
Kind of 2 parts, but to live according to the Bible and God's will, and to influence public thought about religion, philosophy, and politics.
And get a 4.0.
Yeah.
That is really big.
I kind of like my dad. I have a hard time thinking small. I'm like 15 years and like, okay, what am I supposed to do tomorrow?
Love that. Thank you. Anyone else want to share? What does success look like to them? We've heard some really big ones. Success might be, I'm running half marathon, baby. Under three hours. Do
Yeah.
you have a time?
Like June.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
You're gonna start running now.
I want to run it in June.
Yes, okay, I follow.
And it's not even running. Corey and I ran a marathon before. We didn't run the whole time. It's completing. If
Right.
you can just get completed, that's the accomplishment. I think it's amazing.
I think it's 1%. It was like 1% of 1% of people ever run a marathon. I mean, it was like fractional.
Yeah.
It was so. Anyways, anyone else want to share? Go ahead.
Okay, so all mine related to family. I'll just give you 3: to provide for Beth and Toby, to spend quality time with Beth and Toby, and to travel with Beth and Toby.
Love that. Okay. Anyone else want to share?
I'll say mine real quick. I just put, and this is kind of funny, but I put to be 90% healthy. I know I'm not going to be perfect. I got to get up to 50%. I got to start increasing that to at least 90.
I like that. Hey,
It's a number, right?
but it's realistic, right? It's like, hey, I know I like cheesecake. Right? Like, okay, I'll be 90%.
Just run a
there.
little more.
Yeah.
Like crumble, hey, I'll go an extra mile for you.
Okay, I'm now going to challenge the people that have spoken, and I'm going to challenge you all. Okay. Get more clear. Okay, so I'm going to use the travel one. I've got a great travel story because travel's our love language, I think. I know you love travel.
Like, get me on an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's
let's
your
go.
hair going?
We're trying to get that jet. Yeah, my new goal, buy a
I know
There I go. Prop just-
So let me tell you a really ridiculous example of how the RAS works. So this was, dude, it's like I can't lie on these things because I have all my like goals from like years and years and years,
That's
like
awesome.
original emails. That was really old.
Don't mark these.
So, what year was this? Oh yeah. So travel. Like when I say get more specific, here's a wild story. So I just opened up the marketing agency, so I have complete autonomy, right? Because I'm my own boss, right? Great. Yeah, thanks for the chuckle. Yeah, totally oblivious to what I was walking into, but I told my wife, I was like, because we do goal setting, we're psychos about goals. I was like, yeah, we're goals. I was like, hey, we're in business. Like her job was like totally flexible. I was like, let's go on 10 vacations this year. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, let's go on 10 vacations. Doesn't that sound awesome? Now, mind you, we couldn't afford one. But I threw it out there in the world. I'm not kidding you, this is what happened. So I was doing a LinkedIn training online, and there was a consultant that was in the room behind the people I was training, and he does hospitality training. And I was doing LinkedIn sales training, and he goes, that was the best LinkedIn training. I want you to fly out to Philadelphia and teach my crew at the Hilton out in Philly. I was like, awesome. So I'm signing the contract. It's like 1 flight, 2 nights, and some money. And I was like, wait a minute. We want to go on vacation. How about 2 airline tickets and 5 nights? It's the Hilton. They have room. And they signed off on it. And so I was like, holy crap. It was like 2 weeks in January. I was like, we're going on vacation. I gotta work for 4 hours. We're going on vacation and we're making money. I was like, this is insane. So I go to Philly. We have an awesome time. Great town. Do a great job. They refer me to Cabin Bluff in Georgia, hospitality. This place was insane. 26,000 acres. And anyways, the contract, I got a little bold and wrote plus a round of golf. because one of our other goals was to golf 30 times that year. Okay, so this silly idea, 10 vacations, right? So when I say get really specific, I had this wild idea. Let's go on 10 vacations. In 6 months, we went on 10 vacations, all paid by other people. It was really fun. That was before kids. Yeah, it gets a little hard. But that's what I'm saying, like your Raz,
Yeah.
I cannot take credit for making that happen. Like it was literally writing down dreams and goals that were just, I have no idea how we're gonna make this happen. You know, I look at like Daniel Remington, whom I look up to him, and I remember, you know, just some of the conversations we've had, you know, years ago, and I asked you, you know, downstairs, like, wow, could you even imagine where you are today? It's like, no, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fun about this is life will present you amazing opportunities. So get more specific. Think a little bit bigger. Challenge yourself. And you'll be here's what's embarrassing. Is every year when I reflect on my goals and I look at my list, I generally accomplish the whole list.
Mm-hmm.
And every year I'm like, why did I think bigger? I've been doing this for more than a decade. And I'm like, we all think too small. So get more specific on every area of your goals. I can take running real easily. I'm going to run a half marathon by June 8th. I'm going to run it under 3 hours, right? Go, get real specific.
Without dying.
Without dying. So, anyone else want to share some of the success? Now that I've kind of defined a little bit more, anyone else want to share some goals?
So I put on mine, and I'm not for sure. I mean, like I kept getting hung up on the wording because I'm real big on vocabulary. But success is a balance. So for me, success is a balance of family life, personal life, work life, and I put give back life because I couldn't figure out how to like do nonprofit. You know what I mean? Like community things. I didn't know what word that was. But I want my family to say I value them and my life to be measured. I mean, to be meaningful to others. So if you look more specifically, I could say I want to, for family life, cook 2 dinners a week.
Boom.
Right?
Keep going.
Is that what
Keep
you're
going.
saying? And personal life, I want to be able to.
Oh, sorry.
So, like my give back life, I want to work X amount of hours a week in some sort of nonprofit, whether it be hours or somewhere
Perfect.
else. Like
Keep going. Yes. What else?
Personal life, I need to spend a more minimal time on Facebook, probably.
Amen.
But I
Great
mean,
goal.
I need to like, you know, get more specific in what I'm doing in my flexible time with myself.
Love
And
that.
work life, I want to work less
Love that.
and trust those that we've hired to manage it. And but I've got to just remove myself.
Yep. You could, I mean,
Is that what's like?
it's
what's
so
your-
beautiful. Did you guys see? Now you're starting to kind of see like more specific. I'm seeing that, right? Dinner twice a week. So what's funny is like I have some really similar things right there. Like, so one of the things I'm really interested is lifespan, is living a longer life. And one of the key areas of living a longer life is having relationships with other humans. Weird. My introverts, oh, it sucks. I'm gonna die young. And so men don't do this well. And so I've been really focused since I had my last birthday. Like I wrote down, these are friends that you need to build relationships with. So I could say, as a man, I'm going to go on lunch, go have a coffee, go do something. I need other human interaction, right? I need authentic relationships. So that's another really big goal. And I think the pandemic really allowed us to shelter and be, yeah, we're gonna shelter in place. And I don't need to see humans. I'm an introvert. This is great. So a good goal. Hey, I'm gonna go once a month, right? Anyone else want to share?
Mine's more of a career goal, but I put a Stanford MBA.
Love it.
that mean you're not coming to supper?
You can mail it.
Only if you pick the night that you're gonna make it.
Anyone else want to share some specific goals?
I'll
Go ahead.
share.
Thank you.
So success to me means setting a goal, giving it all you got, win or lose, realize what you learned through the process. So just a few things for me. I really want to be financially free by 35.
Love that.
I want to get my pilot's license. I want to have 1,000 doors. And I want to get this workout thing figured out. And I really wanted to find a legacy with my wife. Figure out-
Love that. What was like your third one? Second or third?
1,000 doors,
No, go back.
financially free.
Financial free. Okay, awesome. Love this one. That's big. How old are you guys?
I'll be 29 in a few days.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so like this financial component, we're in a career that literally teaches financial literacy. Actually, financial literacy guru right here. I love financial literacy. Okay, great example. Great story. My office manager. So I do a little bit of real estate. My office manager, she was young, single, living in an apartment with two of her friends, and I was like, I'm going to change her name. Megan, I've got the greatest idea. Okay. For your raise and your bonus this year, I'm going to teach you how to house hack. We're going to get you in a house. You're going to rent those. We're going to get you 3-bed, 2-bath, $120,000. You're going to rent those rooms out to your two friends. You're going to live for free. You're going to build equity. Oh, yes. Okay. It's like, we're going to do this. And guess what?
She didn't receive it.
And guess what? I said, and I'm going to put the down payment down. You're going to get in no money. You're going to do this. And she goes, comes back on Monday. I thought about your offer. I just really want to drive a new Jeep. Oh, kills me. So
Maybe
this
rent checks could go towards Jeep.
I know. So this financial independence, I'm really passionate about. I really try to get people to understand how money works. So what are the steps you're going to take this year? Okay, so like I could take that one goal and just whiteboard 100 baby steps that you could take. What podcasts are you listening to? How many are you going to listen to each month? How many books are you going to read? Like all of a sudden, I could have a lot of fun with one concept. That's a 6-year goal, right? See how I'm breaking it down? Big goal. Now, what does that mean for 2023? This is such a fun one. I could introduce you to 20 people. So it's like, you could go to lunch or dinner or whatever, happy hour, whatever, your breakfast with 20 people in real estate or whatever you want to get into. 1,000 doors is like, let's go network. How did you do it? Because there's no one way to do real estate. You can do it a million different ways. Let's go. Let's go. Anyone else want to share? Okay, we spent a lot of time on that, but that's the most important one. So I wanted to high level again, 2 lines here. This is enough. Like you could, like I said, his one thing I could whiteboard the whole thing. At least this gets the process started. Think about your goals, all different areas of your life, be money, travel, friendships, relationships, spouse, career, money. Yeah, there's a bunch on there. Okay. Really clear on what you want. Cool. DR, repetition. All right, this is a really easy one to talk about. If you've not read Darren Hardy's Compound Effect, changed my life, amazing book. I'll give you the Cliff Notes in 22 seconds. The choices you make, like right now I'm drinking water, I could be drinking soda. The choices I make turn into your behaviors. Your behaviors are repeated choices over and over and over and over. It's what you just do become your habits. Habits are really hard to break. Like, I don't think I'll ever stop biting my fingernails. That is a habit that is terrible. And I've tried. I've tried everything. We got to try and figure out how you're going to break your habits. We heard a lot about health and fitness, right? We heard a lot about that. We got to start with our choices. What are we going to do? Are we going to wake up 20 minutes early and just go walk in the dark? Let's get the party started, right? Let's order the running shoes.
Go in the public, I guess.
Right? We got to go in the public. Step one.
Put the earphones on.
Yeah.
Nobody look at me.
Yeah. Week
Don't talk to me.
one, get in public.
Yes.
Week two, walk
Kill public.
in public. Week three, walk around the block. Yeah. So you see how it's, hey, we're going to take a little choice. We're going to start creating some behaviors. If you really want to get in shape, I've got how you do it. You got to have an accountability partner. You have to. I hate running. I hate running. It's the least favorite thing I do. I ran 3 miles yesterday because my middle-aged running group were like, hey, we're meeting at 4:15. I was like, oh. But it literally is like the highlight of my week. It's like the worst torture. And I ended up running a marathon. You know, it's like, but when you have that accountability partner, it literally is the best part of my week. Getting to hang out with my men on the Wednesday nights. We get to catch up on life, and they're awesome people. We're getting in shape. I mean, it's like literally, I look at my goals and I'm like, dude, this thing's like rocking. Made some friends. I'm getting healthy. I'm learning from my mentors. I'm learning they're much more successful than me. Financial freedom is one of mine this year. So like, I'm literally knocking off like all these main categories with this one horrible 30-minute 3-mile run every Wednesday night. Okay. So I mean, get a trainer, get an accountability partner. Like literally you have to have someone. That's for me. If you asked me to go run right now, I could go a 1/4 mile and I just be like, yeah, my shin hurts. And right? Like if I'm running with Daniel, like we'll go 12 miles.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen?
That's him.
Yeah. All right, excuses. You guys, we tell ourselves so much head trash. So here's what I like to do is I like to just write, why do I think this is not possible? Okay? Like, I love the 1,000 doors. Like 1,000 doors, that's so awesome. Like, why can't I do that? Okay. I'm not smart enough.
Read more.
Don't have enough time.
Daniel just nailed it. I'm not smart enough. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna read more. It's so easy. But we tell our stuff that's just complete trash, and then we don't do anything about it. So I love to write down, how is this not gonna be possible? Like, I'm telling you, like, if I wanted to go fly in a private jet really bad, I have the contacts. I can make it happen. But why am I not doing that? Oh, I don't want to bother them. Well, is it really actually that important to you, Corey? Maybe. So, like, I was saying, you're going to start having this little battle in your head. It's like, okay, is this really important? Is this really an excuse? So anyways, E is for excuses. A, accountability. You have to have someone to hold you accountable in your goals. So, who are you going to share your goals with? How often are you going to do that? Do you have a mentor that can hold you accountable? Do you have a spouse, a partner? Do you have someone that you can say, hey, I want to run this half marathon. I'm sorry I'm picking on you on this half marathon, but it's so relatable in my life, in my journey, because it's actually on my goals too this year.
There you go.
Who are you going to hold who is going to hold you accountable? I've always had coaches and mentors, and any elite person has someone that's holding them accountable. So go take your call. You warned me. All right. Mindset. We talked about this briefly. One of the things I like to do is just paint that really grand picture. Hey, really, what would your perfect life look like? I'm not going to spend time on that right now, but it's always a fun thing to do to look at, hey, what does a perfect life look like? Okay. I think we overshadow some of the really important things that some of us talk about, like, hey, I'm going to be a better husband. What does that mean? Okay, like, what could that look like? So here's what we're actually going to do as a activity. And I am going to give you a few minutes on this in quiet. So we're going to transition on this sheet. It's writing a letter to yourself. And here, like literally here. Here's what you do. Actually, this was from 2016. Here's what you do. We're gonna write a letter to yourself in the future. And it's gonna sound like this. December 8th. So at the top, you're gonna write 12/8 or December 8th, 2023. 23. So 12 months from now, you are going to write a letter to yourself as if you have accomplished all of the goals that you have set, that you started writing today, as if you've already accomplished it. So it might sound something like this. Dear handsome and fit Corey, congratulations on running your fastest half marathon under 2 hours, minute 57. Congratulations. You beat your personal best. You also had an awesome year with your children. Can you believe Rose is now 9 and in 3rd grade, and that you took her to school every day? You're an awesome dad. You're also an awesome husband this year. You actually held up your end of the promise of taking your wife on a date every month. Kudos. Gosh, you're great. So you just forecast, hey, what does success look like in the next year? So I'm going to give you a few minutes, a little bit of quiet time, just have a little fun with this. And afterwards, I may have a couple people share and see what they wrote. So go ahead, enjoy a few minutes. I don't know if I can play music while I'm. Let me know if you get stuck or got any questions. Y'all, some of these goals, I'm just reflecting on. Get Autumn pregnant. That's a long time. Like, it's fun to like look at like, hey, what were we doing? You know, like so long ago. It's like-
Really?
You know, I had a, it's funny, it's like, this is 10 years ago. It's like 3 years out, baby number 2 on the way, paid off the house, 5 years out. So funny. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. I'm gonna ask, see if anyone wants to volunteer. You want to share a part of their letter or any new goals or insights? Still right here. I know, pens are flying. Okay, I want to wrap up here in just a minute so that I leave a few minutes for y'all to chat, meet, talk. We'll do that here in just a few minutes. Anyone want to share? Go ahead. Love it. Thank you.
December 8th, 2023, dear Jackie, wow, we've accomplished so much this year. Major highlight has been the book called A Place Called Through. It's been 7 years in the making. Experiencing an Audible book as well has been an amazing experience and so much fun in doing. Now the testimonials of those who these words, experiences are touching has been worth all the time and effort to publish this work. Paula, my wife's testimony of a 2-year breast cancer survivor, And her willingness to share at the many places we've traveled and spoken this year has been monumental. Helping my son complete his first half marathon together in my 14th has been a major accomplishment as well this year. In August this year, Paul and I celebrated 42 years of marriage and got to experience 2 wonderful weeks in Colorado. Got to go to the Country Rodeo Days as well as Pendleton Rodeo. And as of this letter, we are now in Las Vegas enjoying the National Finals Rodeo. Can't wait to see what 2024 looks like.
What's that? I got a little goosebumps. Like, you just painted the most beautiful picture of an awesome year. Like, that's awesome. That gets me excited for you.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone else wants to share. That was awesome. Anyone else?
I don't care to share.
Okay.
And it's funny because mine starts out, wow.
Great minds.
December 8th, 2023, dear Daniel, wow, it's been such an amazing year. First of all, you should all be impressed I can read Miller writing here because that's not
Yeah, me too.
Wow, it's been such an amazing year. So many of the goals that you set last December have been accomplished, and you should be so proud of yourself. Your exercise routine and diet have both gone so well that you're no longer taking cholesterol medicine. You look better than you ever have, except for the bodybuilding year. Laugh out loud. Kendall and you have traveled so many times this year with our parents, and have even a few times without them. Wow, what fun that was. The new team at the office has done so well. You're actually working 40 hours a week instead of 80, even if it is still in 3 days. Lastly, congratulations on being able to support so many people less fortunate through Here to Serve and personal giving at church. As Corey would say, you're a rock star. Keep it up.
Again, I heard all these like little goals that are like, hey, these are things I'm going to work on this year. It's very well done. Again, the whole concept of this is it's getting your reticular activating system thinking about, hey, what do we need to go? What do we need to do? What do we need to go after? How are we going to get there? So what I like to do is I literally fold that thing up. I put it in an envelope. I actually do mail it to myself because I think it looks fun to open. Yeah. Anyway, like I've even done it where like I think the one that I had shown you was mailed from like San Diego. I had given mine to one of my buddies. We'd done this and we just exchanged and I said, yeah, let's mail it to each other. And so one day it just showed up and I was like, oh, this is sick. Let's go. Let's see what I wrote. So I've been doing that literally for like 10 years and it's a lot of fun. And I would encourage you to do that. So put that away. Again, there's another copy there. At least I've introduced the concept and you can spend a little bit more time out in front of your peers to do that. So let's recap. And then I'm going to wrap up. What did we talk about tonight? So we talked about 3 brain hacks and action steps with them. So brain hack 1 was define your dreams. We spent a lot of time really honing in on, hey, what's the goal? What's the dream? Let's get more specific, really clear goals. Your action item was write your goals twice a day, 6 months. Give it a try. Give it a try. Hack number 2 was activate others. Share with the world your goals, your dreams. I've had people post on social media like, hey, these are my goals this year. Help me be held accountable. And people read them and they're like, oh, hey, I got you on that one. And it's like, oh, that was really easy. Yeah. So activate others. Get an accountability partner. Share with a spouse, a friend. Do something there. Brain hack number 3, get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your southern comfort zone. So say yes to opportunity. Try something that you would maybe pass on, right? Hey, look for those opportunities and say yes. Then we went through the little dream formula. So defining success, creating good habits, eliminating excuses, talked about finding someone to hold you accountable. And then the last one was just writing a really big picture of mindset. And then the final thing obviously was the letter to yourself. So I want to thank you again for your time. I'll hang out for a few minutes, and if there's anything you want to chat with, if you want to talk about a goal that you have, other than that, is there anything else you all have on your mind?
What do you do when it gets tough?
What do you do when it gets tough? What's the saying? The tough gets going, or the going gets tough? Like give an example. Where do you think it's gonna get tough? Or if you're in a tough spot.
This workout thing is gonna be all right.
It does. You just gotta get going. You gotta take the first step. You just gotta get the first step going. Just take action. That is the biggest thing, is you just have to take action.
Corey, one thing on your health journey, I've been on this since 2002. One thing I would encourage you to do is don't talk about the price you're paying. Think about the benefits of exercise. Okay. I'm 61 years old. Rob just a little bit older than me, not too much. But him and a guy named Tommy Carter, December 2010, I committed, and I was going to have a marathon in Oklahoma City. Now, I've never done one in my life, okay? But I made a commitment. So everything Corey's telling you guys, it works. And I've been around Corey. Awesome. I mean, what he tells you, just do it. It's simple. He's made it where we can understand it. And Rob and Tommy held me accountable, like he's talking about. I walked out the door and I go, how am I going to do this? With a Panera Bread over here. And I Googled half marathon rookie. I found a deal, Corey, that I could do, you know. And I was doing about 2 or 3 miles, you know, to be fair. My goal, and then one night I was at the health club playing, guys to play racquetball, and we were taking a breather, and he was telling me he was doing the full marathon up on the city. I said, tell me about it. He's done the half marathon. He said, you know, it's mental, run your race, it's nobody else's, especially guys, we're competitive, you know. Somebody passes us day and we're, where'd that guy came from?
Yeah.
But you don't know if they're running it right, you know, relay, run your race. And mine just had to be 2 hours or less. And then May 11th of 2011, I crossed that finish line in 1 hour and 51 minutes and 39 seconds.
Nice.
At 49 years old. And I thought, Corey, what if I put my mind to something else? I'm working on my 14th. It can be done. But you got to commit, have an accountability, and then you'll build momentum once you get going. And then you'll hit a point where the running gets easier. You'll think it's the greatest thing I've ever done. And then you'll build on that. I just want to share that, but there's so many health goals here tonight. Just remember that a New Year's, it's just a New Year's confession. It has to be a lifestyle change. It has to be a commitment. And do it because our health, right, Rob, can't get it back. You make all the money in the world and lose your health, and what do you have? I'm just telling you, it works. And start small, it's little bitty steps. I started on a Nord track with a little ski machine, you know. And if you find one, by the way, they're brand new. Nobody uses them. Right?
Just get it.
I stuck it in the garage. And I told my wife, I'm going to put a TV in front of that thing. And she said, go for it. And about the first 90 days, I was like a dying calf in a snowstorm. But I'll tell you where I know the first thing, Daniel, I was going to the OEC picnic over at the Lloyd Noble.
Yeah.
And I was 20 foot up from everybody. I was getting chilly. Wow. And one day my son Jeb was over at the health club, Pete Martinelli training me how to lift weights. He was in 8th grade. Dad, why don't you come lift some weights? Lift some weights. And I looked at the treadmill and thought I'd try to run. I like to die in 15 minutes. But our ranch, where we live out East of Noble, my father-in-law's got a 2-10-mile dirt track, and my daughter's dog Riley was a little blue heeler. Her pace was just like mine, 3 miles, 3 or 4 times a week. That's where I was in banking. It's very stressful, so that's where I let the air out of the balloon. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Rob and Tommy, that led to the half marathon. So I want to encourage you tonight. Just start. Everything Corey's told us. And I thanks for letting me share. I wasn't trying to take away from anything. There's so many
Thank
health
you for
goals
sharing.
here. You can do it. Like Corey said, he's right. He did it for Iowa. Farm boy, and he snowboarded. Come on. Come on, Corey. I love Corey. And Corey, I want to brag on Corey a little bit, okay? He did a big deal here in Norman, which is a big thing he put on. Remember that? Church up there. Okay. To my father-in-law that day. There was a man that spoke. He said, how many of you'd like to have your story written? My father-in-law raised his hand. He's a professional rodeo cowboy. It's a movie. I told my wife, I said, now that I'm learning how to write these books, we're gonna get this done. It's gotta be done, okay? And that came from a living the dream that Corey put on. I don't even remember the man that talked to her that day, Corey. Thank you for what you're doing, because lives are changing. So this is Corey right here, man. I mean, you just, I love it. This is my kind of stuff. Thank y'all for listening to me. I just want to encourage each one of you. You can do this. When it gets tough, just say, I can do this. If a guy 49 can do one, come on, man.
Thank you for sharing. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
just-
I really appreciate that. And
You're
I didn't know that about the living the dream. Thank you. That's
Yeah, that was that 10 years ago?
living the dream 2015. It was 2015. Yeah.
And Corey, you did it. And you showed. He had some great
Wow.
speakers there that day.
Yeah.
He put a tremendous amount of group together. So thank you.
Thank
Corey.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it Ryan? Is that right? Ryan Smith?
Yeah.
Are you the one that said I want to have 100 dollars?
Thousand.
Okay. I call that the zero factor. You're just moving the decimal point over one to the right.
Proud of you.
I would tell you that, how old are you, 29? Okay. You got a lot of years ahead of you. If you're like a lot of the guys and gals who succeed, and succeed can be different to everybody, financially, successfully, marital. I would tell you, one of the wealthiest guys in Norman sat with him many years ago at what used to be Kettle Restaurant, not even there anymore. With eggs coming out of his face, I asked him, what are the financial successes? What you can tell me? And I'm not, don't want this to hit home with anybody. I hope it doesn't. But I asked him, what are the secrets to financial success? Because at that point in my life, it was all about financial this and financial that, and everything measured by the wallet. And the first thing he told me was the least of what I thought he was going to tell me, as far as the rules of success. And I was at that time probably, you're how old, 29? I was about 33. And he looked over at the table, we again was eating eggs together. He said, stay married to the same woman. And I looked at him and I said, what? That's financial knowledge. And he said, you just don't know how many people right here in Norman have been married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced. And he said, the math doesn't add up. That you can amass great success and then split it in half. And then amass some more and then split it in half again. And he said, years go by and you probably thought that'd never be 30 years old, but that's knocking on your door. Well, if you live life right, you're going to be 40, then 45, and the older you get, the faster it's going to go. And you are going to pay some stupid tax. Okay? Anybody, you're in business, you've got several, anybody that's done anything has paid and will pay stupid tax. So what you're doing right now, as I tell my little daughter who's in New York, she just took on a management position at 33 years old with a very large international company called Balenciaga. Guys don't know what that is, but girls do. And I told her, quit stressing out because it's just practice. Every day of what you're doing is just practice because you're not anywhere close to what you're going to be next year or the next year or the next year or the next year. And the one thing I think that you guys have pointed out, and it's worth its weight in gold, is to, as my father told me many, many, many years ago, and if it's marital, social, physical, financial, or whatever area of your life, listen to those who have earned the right to be listened to. Because there are a lot of guys and gals out there who will give you a lot of advice. You don't go talk to someone who's been married, divorced 3 or 4 or 5 times for marital advice. And America is broke today. So I wrote a letter to the chairman of the tribe last Thursday. And I made a comment. I said, you are not normal. And he thought that was an insult. But normal today is broke. Because America's broke. And we're not going in my humble opinion, we're not going in the right direction. But we're going in a tough, so if you go, remember that every day is practice, okay? Listen to those who have earned the right. And then also, if and I pray you do, reach great success, you'll probably along the ride, get pretty cocky at some point. Because most guys, especially guys, get cocky. And if you do, I'll promise you this, God will humble you.
Amen to that.
So as big as you think you might be,
A few times this year.
I think Rita McIntyre said it best. She said, be careful what you say and how you act on the way up, because you may pass them on the way back down. So this is all just practice, guys, gals. This is just practice. Enjoy the ride. Stay married to the same woman. And it's not the trouble, because anybody that tells you they've been married a long time, how long y'all been married?
22 years.
Anybody that's been married 22 years that will look you in the eye and say, we've never had trouble, will lie to you about something else. Because it's not the trouble, it's getting past the trouble. That's where the goal is. Because you wish everybody's gonna have rocking chair love at 27 years old.
Well, I appreciate it every night. First of all, I'm going to give Corey a real round of applause. And then, anything else, you should give yourself a round of applause for everybody that spoke up and kind of I have very little to add to what Corey said about goals, because I'm not near his caliber on that. I'll say a couple things real quick though. Garrett mentioned, having, his biggest goal is, provide more for his kids and do all those things. And I think that's our biggest goal if we have kids. But all in all, I think a lot of it, whether it's a father or a husband, a lot of us have it's goals for others. It's really not about ourselves, it's about others, which I think is amazing. When we have that mentality just to find a way to give back to others, which is awesome. Sometimes those goals are easier to attain because I'm much more likely to work for somebody else lots of times than I am for myself. So that's kind of good. Sometimes they're easier to hit. And then what you said, Ryan, to speak on your value there, lots of times, whatever it is in life, whether it's a goal or it's a marriage or whatever that is, it's the things that have great value are the hardest. If it's easy, anybody would do it. So when you talk about, how do you stay focused on that, just remember that it's the hard things that have the greatest value. So they do take work sometimes, whether that's, once again, marriage, spirituality, financially, or whatever. And to go into what they're talking about time, time does go quickly. And, a lot about me, but, I quit work at 28. So 1 year younger than you. So, I probably look old up here. It feels like it just flew by, but it's amazing how fast it goes and what you can attain if you get those goals ahead of you. So the last thing I'll say, and I talked to Corey about this, is the whole reason I emailed Corey and said, selfishly, I'd love to have a meeting about goals and how can we help others? What can we do? And so that we can do it. And very selfishly, I've always had a horrible time holding myself accountable. So I told Corey, I was hoping we'd have people to show up and do it. And what I'd like to do is, find a way to hold each other accountable. And I don't know if that's like I'll send out an email maybe in a month and just say, hey, here's my goals, here's what I've done, here's where I'm at. And if anybody wants to share those, I don't know if we put that in some kind of format. And then whoever wants to, if we want to, we'll come back here in 90 days and do another one. And we can talk about what we've done and how we're doing, because Corey is unbelievably correct in this, is if we don't have something to hold ourselves accountable, even if if you don't find anybody to help you and you're going to talk to us again in 90 days, maybe you're going to answer it to somebody. So we'll put that out there to see if anybody's interested in kind of even touching base in a month and then maybe do another meeting in 9 days. So once again, I greatly appreciate Corey's time and all of y'all for coming out, because all of this is just finding a ways to improve ourselves for all kinds of reasons. So I really appreciate y'all coming out.
Just to add to your deal, because I like where you're going with that as far as checking back in. How many people do we have here we can partner up and be somebody's accountability? I mean, if that's